Over here. Hey, over here. Yeah, you. Hey, over here. Hey, it's Melissa Hager TV. What's up? How you doing? What's happening? What's going on? I got some myths I want to talk to you about today. Like 15 years ago, I would have had this surgery if I wouldn't have been scared of these things I'm going to talk to you about today. And I think that they'll be helpful for some of you. Now, here's the magic of YouTube and social media. I'm 90 days out, like 99 days out from surgery right now. So I obviously am still very early on in my journey. That you want to call this a journey. I'm very early on in my journey. So the magic is if I find some of these to be coming true later on, I can do another video and I can tell you about it. But as of right now, as of 90 days out, I can tell you these are some huge myths that have scared the crap out of me for most of my adult life and have prevented me from having weight loss surgery. October 2019, I had a gastric sleeve done. And since having a gastric sleeve done, I'm down 90 days later, 67 pounds. This is so exciting. It feels so good. I'm sorry. I'm down 67 pounds from my heaviest, which was just like, 3-4 weeks ahead of that. I did lose a little bit of weight prior to surgery because of the pre-op diet, which is crazy. And we'll talk about that at some point. We'll do another video on the pre-op diet. Whoa. If you've been through bariatric surgery, you know what the pre-op diet is. And you're like, I can't do it. Like, I'm a fatty. I need food. I can't do the pre-op diet. But let me tell you, if you do the pre-op diet and you do it correctly and you do what the doctor asks you to do, you will set yourself up for success right from the start. Right from the start. So, anyways, not the point of this video today. Myths of weight loss surgery. Number 1. Shakes forever. I gotta drink shakes forever. I never get to eat food again. Now, for me, as somebody that was 366 pounds, you can imagine I liked food. I liked a lot of food. I overindulged on food. And just the thought of not being able to enjoy food anymore scared me to death. I couldn't even imagine going without food. Like not being able to chew, not being able to taste things. Now, I even convinced myself at one point, I was like, well, I could take my favorite foods, put them in a blender, and then I would still be able to taste them. Like, I really thought you weren't going to be able to, digest chunks of food anymore. Like, that was going to be a thing. And guess what? I'm here to tell you. You can eat food. Now, because of having your surgery, you're going to decide on eating different foods based on what you can handle and cannot handle anymore. And you learn that. It's a process. I'm still learning that. I'm still trying to retrain the brain so that I can have some success inside of this journey. But yeah, you don't have to drink shakes forever. Now, the benefit of shakes, protein shakes, is the amount of protein that you have in them. Like, there's a lot. You can get shakes that have 20, 25, 30 grams of protein in them, and it is so helpful when you have certain numbers you have to hit every day so that you can maintain a healthy looking body. We've all seen a weight loss person that is not healthy. We've all seen that person that looks sick, their skin is gray, their eyes are yellow, and they're just clearly very malnourished. Like, nobody wants to look like that. I want to look thin. I want to be thin, but I want to look good. I want my skin to be good. I want my eyes to be good. I want my hair to be good. So you don't have to drink shakes forever. Now, shakes give you the most bang for the buck when you're talking about getting out all your grams of protein. Like for me, I need to be between 60 and 80 grams of protein every single day. Well, I can't eat 6 hunks of chicken throughout the day. That's not going to happen. So I start every day with a shake. Like, that is what I do, and it usually has 24 to 30 grams of protein on it, and I just pump right into the day already feeling good because I'm already part of the way there, sometimes half of the way there. So it really makes sense. Myth number 2, I'm going to be barfing all the time. Now, I hate puking. I hate it. I don't know if you've ever been out. Maybe you drank too much. Maybe you indulged a little bit in the shots. Shot. I hate barfing. I hate it. I will pace and walk. Like, I have been so drunk. Now, this is back in the day, of course, okay? Back in the day. I have been so drunk, I'm just walking up and down my street. I used to live in a little town nearby here, and I lived on a street that was really quiet. The speed limit was only 25 miles an hour, and I'd come home, and I'd be so dizzy, so drunk. Like, if I threw up, I'd feel better, but I hate throwing up. So I would just pace up and down the street. There'd be no traffic. There'd be no one. I would just pace up and down the street, just trying to walk off the alcohol, like back and forth, until I could just sit down without the room spinning. Now, obviously, some of you are going to hear that portion and be like, wow, she had a drinking problem. Well, maybe I did. I don't know. Maybe I did. But the point is, I did not like barfing. I don't like throwing up. I don't even like talking about it. And my understanding was, if you mess up, if you have this surgery and you mess up, and we're all human, right? We mess up, we make mistakes. And I've always been somebody to mess up and then talk about it. I was scared. I was scared of having to throw up all the time. This is exactly why I've never been bulimic, because I have thought about it. I have friends that have struggled with bulimia. I've thought about it, but I can't throw up. I can't even make myself want to do it. I can't. I just can't. I just don't like it. I don't like it. So since having a gastric sleeve surgery, I haven't thrown up once. I didn't even throw up in the hospital when I woke up out of anesthesia. I had 2 C-sections when I had my children. I threw up both times, like as the anesthesia was wearing off with my sons. Like, just whatever the interaction of the drugs and whatever. Both times. And coming out of anesthesia from this surgery where I was put completely to sleep, I haven't thrown up at all. Not once. Not since I've been home. Not trying, like, I've had some candy. I've had a popsicle. I've had some sugar. Like, sugar is supposedly what makes you throw up. Nothing. I have not thrown up at all. Now, could that be something that could bite me in the butt later? Yeah, that could be. This is where, like, discipline comes into play. You have to know where you got to know when to go and know when to hold them. Now I'm sure if I sat down and just, like, gobbled up a bag of M&Ms, like the old me would have, or what I can handle, what can fit inside, I'm sure it would make me feel sick. But I don't even crave that stuff. I don't even want to have that stuff. So, I mean, that helps a lot too. But I'm like, oh, look at that chocolate truffle. That looks so good. I'm going to have a bite. And I've had a bite. Scared. But I've had a bite. And I'm like, okay, that tasted good. Moving on. Now, I have had some rich food. That have made me feel a little nauseous. Now, by rich, I mean like very dense, rich food. Like, I've had some chocolate that was homemade chocolate. It was very, very sweet and very rich. I've had a little bit of cheesecake that was homemade. It was super, super rich, and it did not sit well with me. I did not throw up. I got like a little clammy feeling, and it was just like, okay, that's it. We're good. That's enough. But I never threw up. Like, I didn't even feel, bad enough to want to force myself to throw up. No alcohol. That was a big one. I heard, is that you can never drink alcohol again. Never. And especially beer or mixed drinks, because they have carbonation in them with the pop, or like beer has carbonation in them and you can't have any carbonation. Now, I have never been a big pop drinker. That's never been a thing for me. So I fortunately don't really have to battle that. Like, I know some of my bariatric brothers and sisters do, because I just don't. We never had pop as kids, so I grew up drinking water, and I drink water now. I drink flavored water, but I don't. I don't do the carbonation thing anyways. Now, when I have mixed drinks, I usually mix them with like a big drink that I used to love to have all the time. Was Captain Morgan and root beer, or Captain Morgan and orange pop. I loved those two drinks. They were delicious, and I would alternate them sometimes. But that's just not the case anymore. Like, I'm not choosing to open Pandora's box on that one, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not going down the carbonation train right now. Like, I'm not going to, because I never really cared for it much anyway, so why even go there? So I can't debunk that myth personally. I will tell you, I have a lot of bariatric brothers and sisters that I know drink pop. I see them drink pop. They usually like tap it on the table to make the fizz go out, and they like flatten it, and they take very small sips of it. And I'm guessing just to get the taste, like get to get the flavor. But alcohol, I have drank. Now I'm 90 days out. I have drank some alcohol. I have drank some vodka mixed with water and a little splash of cranberry juice. It is not the best tasting drink that you can have. Now, if you're a social drinker that's just out to have fun and you want to have a cute cocktail or whatever, this is not. You got to acquire a taste. You got to acquire a taste for this one. But it does the trick. You know, if you're trying to calm down, or, you know, get your nerves together, or just out with your girlfriends and you want to sip on it, like, not a big deal. Also, no straws. That was something that I heard and I had read about, is that you can't have any straws. And I found out that the whole straw thing has to do with you taking in too much liquid and overloading yourself. So like when I'm out and about, if I have a drink, and I will get one of the little teeny tiny like stirs, like coffee stirs, you can barely get anything out of that. Have you ever had like, you're like like, there's not much that's going to come out of those little things. Or they have the cocktail straws. Those are really tiny too. And it just kind of makes your drink last a lot longer. Now, have I had people make fun of me for nursing? Like, I can't tell you how many times I've heard this. Hey, you want me to put a nipple on that for you? Sure. Haven't heard that one before. But you can use straws. You just got to be careful. Like, you know, a big old McDonald's straw or Wendy's straw. Yeah, I could see where those would be dangerous. You're like those are big straws that you can take a lot in. A Slurpee straw. No, I don't think those are a good idea at all. But using a smaller straw, for me, that helps me get more liquid in. I'm not as good at drinking out of a cup as I am drinking through a straw. So even like trying to get my water in every day so that I don't get dehydrated, I have these really small metal straws, and I put them in my cup, and then I find I drink the cup sooner than later. If I just have the cup sitting there and I have to drink it without the straw, I don't drink the cup like as quickly or even at all during the day. It's just, I don't know, it's just a force of habit. A straw just seems to be easier. So that you can't use straws is totally a myth. You can definitely lose straws. 90 days out, I'm having great success, and I've used straws since, near the beginning. And it's just a matter of keeping control. If you take a big old gulp and you suck really hard on a big old straw and you get a whole bunch that you're going to swallow down, it's going to hurt. It is going to hurt. You're going to feel it in your chest, and it's like it's stuck somewhere. There's like a big chunk of air that's not letting it down. You still got to be careful. Like, you can't be crazy. Everything is restricted. It's smaller. So take it easy. Like, take it easy on yourself. Another myth, the final one that I have noticed as of right now. Now, there's some other bigger myths. I don't feel like I'm far enough out from surgery yet to really answer those ones, because I'm only 90 days out, like just over 99, whatever, 100 days out of surgery. So I want to wait a little bit longer, to go down that road. But here's one thing that supposedly should have been happening by now, is that my hair should be falling out, like gobs of hair. And I've read posts from people that had bariatric surgery, and they show like gobs of hair like I was taking a shower and just all this hair is falling out. I have not had that problem whatsoever at all. Now, I have always had very fine hair. I don't have thin hair. I have fine hair. Like my strands of hair are very fine. So I've kind of worked throughout my life trying to figure out what products and supplements to take to make that better, make my hair shinier or healthier or thicker. And I've always kind of had like a hair routine. So I don't know what it is about your body's makeup that changes that. I'm not saying people don't legitimately lose their hair after surgery. That's definitely a possibility. But what I am saying is that if it's something you're conscious of, you find yourself a good collagen supplement or a really good biotin supplement. I mean, right now at my house, I have a really nice collagen powder that I can add into my shakes or any of my drinks, and it mixes right in. And I have a biotin dropper. It's like an eyedropper. It's a liquid, and you put it under your tongue and you let it sit there for like 60 seconds before you swallow it. It absorbs under your tongue. And I do one or the other of those almost every day, at least 5 days a week. I do one or the other. And I've always taken like biotin vitamins are like little tiny things. For the last like 2 years, I've probably consistently taken some kind of biotin vitamin. So do I think you have to lose all your hair? No, I really don't. I think that's a myth. I think that's something that people probably over exaggerate too because they are so freaked out about surgery. But does it happen to people? Oh yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it happen to people. Has it happened to me? No, it has not happened to me. I have not noticed my hair thinning at all. As a matter of fact, since I've gotten more religious with taking those vitamins and supplements, I've noticed my hair getting a little bit healthier. So I really think it has to do with what nutrition you're taking in. If you're going to go have gastric bypass or gastric sleeve surgery and you're going to continue with your same crappy eating habits, you are going to end up malnutritioned because you have such a limited amount that you can take in. And if it's all crap, like that's not going to help you at all. Like that's not going to help you at all. So yes, you're going to lose. I know people that have had their teeth crack. Like they have become so unhealthy, like their teeth have cracked. Now, again, can that happen to me yet down the road? Yeah, maybe it can. But I got to a point that I was so, at 366 pounds, life seemed so hopeless there that I didn't even care. I didn't even care anymore. I was like, okay, so my hair falls out and my teeth crack and fall out. Who cares? Better than being 366 pounds. Emotionally, that's where I was at. Was that the right attitude to have? Was that the right mentality to have? No, probably not. But that's where I was, and that's what finally, helped push me over the edge to have me do it. And it has been by far the best decision I have ever made in a really long time when it comes to my health. So I wanted to go over some of these myths of surgery with you guys, just to let you know that here I am, almost 100 days out, down 67 pounds. I'm feeling really good. I haven't lost my hair. I do use a straw. I don't throw up. I have had a piece of candy or a half a piece of candy here and there just to get the taste of it. And I'm on the loser's bench still. Definitely still making progress in the right direction. So hopefully any of these little tips or tricks might have been helpful for you, and that you can know that just because you have bariatric surgery does not mean that you're throwing away a part of your health that's crucial to your body. You can still be healthy and still take in healthy stuff and live a fun life and have some excitement going on. So I've had a great time talking with you guys today, and I am excited to make some more videos and let you know what's going on in this journey. Stay tuned.